So yes, my name is Marta. I am representing Rejuvalift, the brand, which you guys can see that there's a little stand out there. And please come by. We would love for you to test the product, which is what we're doing here. So I'm gonna ask you all a question. Who of you is proud to tell your age? I love to see that many hands. I absolutely love it. So yeah, I keep seeing more and more hands. Yes. Being proud to tell your age to me means that you are very happy with the skin that you're in, right? Proper skincare as part of your daily routine, right, is extremely important to keep that youthful elasticity, that glow that will make you be proud of who you are, and also slow down the signs of aging and minimize them as well, right? So that takes you to that moment of like, yes, I am proud of the age that I am. And what does that entail? So I believe very strongly too, if there's one thing that I want you to leave today with, is the importance of steps. I don't believe in 2-in-1 products, and I also don't believe in fast remedies. And I am very opposed to what I call the kitchen sink products, which contain all those ingredients that are gonna make, they're gonna be anti-aging, they're gonna be hydrating. So normally when that happens, I'm actually a formulator, I'm a chemist. And when that happens, those ingredients are either going to interact amongst one another, or they are actually going to they're gonna be fighting for that effect, right, when they hit your skin. So what are those steps? First one, cleansing. Very, very important to clean your face twice a day. In the morning, I don't even use soap. I use it at night though, to like wash the pollutants, the whatever you have been exposed to, the dirt, that excess oil that we produce. Also, after that, because cleansers and sometimes even water, they have higher pH than our own skin. So in order to bring that pH back down, toning. Toners, I know that toners have been historically astringent products only used for those people with acne, or that you were looking to control the amount of oil that you were producing, right? But right now, toners are, the main purpose of them is to bring that pH back down. So then you're preparing your skin for the next step, which is hydration. And hydration, I believe in water-based serums in order to get that burst of water into your skin, and then followed by moisturization, which not only prevents from that hydration that you just got into your skin to leave, but also it protects against the elements and against pretty much your daily life, right? We're exposed to absolutely everything. So even though all those steps will get you to that stage where you feel that you are proud to show your skin, and definitely you should follow them. To me, skincare is an investment in you. You only have one skin, and that is, and unfortunately, it's the one organ that shows how old you are, right? Or it shows your life. It shows, it's kind of like a collection of the stamps, right, of your life. So, however, though, there's always gonna be signs of aging. There's always gonna be those defects on our skin that we are not so proud to showing, right? So what do we do for those? We're in a time where it is so difficult not to follow those sometimes impossible standards of beauty. And we are very, very, very tempted to go into those quick remedies such as injectables or surgeries, right? I have to admit that I have been very, very tempted few times to get my forehead injected. But as a scientist, and I actually live for science, it's my passion, I had to do my due diligence and I had to understand very well how those work. So I learned that by putting an injectable, the muscles on that area, which are constantly moving, even though we're still, our muscles and our fluids and our cells are constantly in movement. So what those injectables do, those toxins, which ironically enough, we spend our entire lives avoiding toxins, and all of a sudden there's one that we put on our forehead. So they paralyze the activity, the muscle activity. So the wrinkles are not as visible because those are also a product of that constant movement, that visibility of it, right? But the muscles around it, they feel that they need to pick up the slack that those muscles that are paralyzed are no longer taking. So those areas around will become more and more active, which translates into getting more and more wrinkles and quicker, which is why I have not yet heard one person that told me, I did Botox once and that was it. No, people get almost addicted, right, to injectables. And let me tell you another thing that I found out too about these, what I call impossible standards of beauty, right? And that you become so obsessed with them that it can actually affect not just, it can have not only adverse effects physically on your skin, right? Or actually there is some other side effects that are way, way worse than getting more wrinkles, which is the mental obsession, that factor that affects your mental health, right? So think about next time that you are in the sunlight, you're in the spotlight, and you're being self-conscious about showing those wrinkles and showing those defects. Think about one thing. The only thing that travels faster than that light is the darkness of the mental effect, right, that can have. So today, I want you to leave with the message too that when you know that you look beautiful because of having been taking care of your skin, you know that you are happier and you're more self-confident, you radiate that beauty. And I believe very strongly that beautiful people are always, the happy people are always the most beautiful, the prettiest in the room. And another thing that I want to tell you is that I stand in front of you today. I was very happy to see that many hands. I'm one of them too. I am going to be 47 on Saturday, next Saturday. And how I got here, thank you, is through proper skincare as part of my daily routine, constant reassurance that I don't want to look younger, I want to look great at my age. And when I need a retouch, I have a little piece of magic in my pocket, which is our Rejuvalift tightener. So if you want a demo, if you want product, we are right out there. Come talk to us. And of course, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to take them now too. Thank you. Yes?
I have a question. Does the sunscreen go underneath, like that's the first step, or does it go over your moisturizer?
Thank you for that. I actually forgot to add the protection part. It's very important to protect your skin. So the moisturizer actually does help you with protecting against certain elements, right? And also it prevents your hydration to leave the skin, right? Hydrating your skin is incredibly crucial because collagen lives in water. So if dehydration occurs, collagen may start crumbling, and that's what actually makes you lose that elasticity. Protection comes after all of that, and make sure that you only protect your skin when you're gonna be out. I am not a big fan of adding ingredients that are not necessary. And it's also very important that you learn your skin. Your skin is unique, just as you. So my skin is different than yours, your skin is different than hers. So what works for you may not work for her, may not work for me. But the good thing about product is that you can test it, right? It's not, you may have adverse reactions, but probably won't last more than a week, right? Most of the time. And I have a little tip also for trying product. Whenever you are a little worried about whether a product is going to have an adverse reaction on your skin or not, try it here. Because this skin here is very sensitive. So like right here, right next to your earlobe, And if it works there, if you don't have a reaction there, chances are you won't have a reaction elsewhere. And if you do, you can always conceal it with your hair until it disappears. Any more questions? Yes. The clays, they're generally sourced from the south of Europe. Most of the quarries for clays that are used in cosmetics come from France and Italy. And they are naturally sourced, of course. You know, we're so obsessed lately with natural. I can talk about natural a lot too, if you guys are.
What is the main, like, naturally occurring chemical that is responsible for, like, the type of that you look for in these products?
So in this product, what we have is we also have a polypeptide that temporarily reduces, at a nanoscale, it reduces the movement of the muscle, so the rest of the ingredients can work better, right? Because sometimes imagine if you're trying to fish in a river that has like a constant stream happening, right? It's a lot more difficult than going into a pond, right? Where there is no movement. So it's the same with skincare products. The penetration and the action is going to be better if where you put it is it has a little less movement. So there is an ingredient that does that. It temporarily reduces that movement. And then the clays are the main responsible because they can absorb that water that is responsible for the eye bags. And it can also plump water into wrinkles from within. So it makes them tighter, smoother, and sometimes even disappear. Yes?
So how long does the product last on an individual skin?
On a general basis, around 8 hours. So it's like a whole day, right? However, though, for some people, it can last way longer. If you're a person that doesn't move much, or you have that day where you're actually being able to not move that much, it can last even longer than that.
And this will be first and then makeup for women?
So makeup is a question that we get all the time. This product is not very compatible with oily products. So if you're going to put makeup, try to do so. The way that the product has to be applied is through tapping, not smearing, right? So apply makeup, very little of it, with the same kind of movement that you're doing, that you did for the product. So tap, tap, tap. Make sure also that you wait at least 10 to 15 minutes before you apply makeup. But the best makeup product to use with Rejuvalift is loose powder. Because it actually, because loose powder is also minerals and clays, it binds to Rejuvalift.
The other question is, I see here the ingredients of
Phenoxyethanol is a preservative. So because cosmetics are not normally kept in the fridge and they contain water, water is bacteria food, right? So anywhere there is water, there is propensity for bacteria to grow. So that prevents from bacterial growth.
Okay. And the ethyl is
That's another one. It's a preservative package.
oh, I see.
So, because there are different bacteria, right? So certain bacteria die with certain ingredients. So this is like a broad spectrum antibacterial package to prevent from all bacterial growth. Yes?
You said that you didn't really personally care for the injectables. Would you use it in the areas that the Botox is not allowed?
They're indicated for smoothing wrinkles, but not bags, right? There is absolutely nothing that, I do know of a cosmetic surgery procedure to reduce bags. However, it's fairly new, therefore there is no long-term results tested yet. So Rejuvalift can actually do the job, not just on wrinkles without those potential adverse effects, but also on eye bags, whereas Botox can't, right? Or other injectables for that matter, like collagen.
You create this. What is one of the most strongest, let's say, ingredients out there in the market for wrinkles and stuff?
Retinol. Okay, retinol is one of those tricky ingredients that I feel that as a cosmetic chemist, I'm always being asked about retinol. And it's not one of my favorite ingredients. I actually have a website. I will be happy to tell you all about it. It's actually drampactivate.com. And you can see a lot of tips and tricks on skincare as well as ingredients. You're not going to see product brands names or anything like that. It's going back to the ingredients. So retinol, there's actually retinol is vitamin A, and there are different derivatives of vitamin A. And depending on the derivative of vitamin A, you can use more or less of it, up to the point of some being prescription grade, right? That you need a prescription from a doctor to have that type of retinol. So what retinol does is actually demonstrated to promote the growth of collagen. Collagen is that, I call it the molecule. It's actually 3 molecules twisted, so it's like a braid of different polypeptide chains. And I call it the molecule of youthful elasticity, because it's what gives that pliability to the skin. So as we get older, our skin's dry, collagen degrades, we don't have that much collagen, we don't have that much elasticity. So retinol can help you regenerate that collagen. That's what it does. And there is also a lot of theories that it increases cellular activity altogether. So all those chemicals that skin cells produce to maintain the health of the skin can be activated, can be increased through retinol.
So then why don't you agree with it? Like, what is it about the retinol that you don't like?
I feel I don't like to recommend people to use something that they need to be careful with. Because if you put too much of it, it can cause irritation. And the problem with retinol is that you will not know that you have an adverse reaction to retinol until a few days after you use it. So it can pop on you. Because normally, I don't know about you, but I try not to try any product before a day I have to show my face for the first time, right? So imagine you try it the week before you have to show your face, and it pops the day that you have to show your face, like out of nowhere, like duty. So that's why I'm a little skeptical. I have it on my list of experimental ingredients.
And you do injections as well, or just this?
I don't do injections, and I will not do injections. I have done enough research that I don't ever want to inject anything.
You also have, let's say, a cream, or just this?
So this is a perfect tightener, but we are actually coming with an entire, all those steps that I have mentioned, we'll have products for each one of them. We already have actually for hydration, a serum, a hyaluronic acid serum that also combines 3 different types of hyaluronic acid. So it will be, it will have different levels of penetration in different levels of the skin, as well as a time release effect. And then it also contains an ingredient that will help you produce your own hyaluronic acid, because we actually do produce our own hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is like a molecule that loves water, retains water, and its chemistry is very similar to that of the skin. That's why it can penetrate through your skin. I use it all the time.
Oh, I have heard of that.
I use it all the time. Yeah. And it also has vitamin B, which helps you as well. It's kind of like a tame version of retinol in the sense that it helps you promote the synthesis of collagen, but you don't have to be worried about it because chances are you won't have an adverse effect. We have like a little stand there. Come by our booth. I'll be happy to answer more questions that you may have, but I think that we are out of time.